Welcome to One on One, the Daily Items weekly digital program featuring Susquehanna Valley newsmakers interviewed by Daily Item reporters. Today's guests are Tim Boetsch and his wife Jade, interviewed by reporter Francis Scarcella.
Wishing you could go back to your teens is a nice thought. Wishing you could buy a brand new 2018 car priced in the teens is unheard of. Not at Sunbury Motors Kia. It's 20 under 20. 20 vehicles for under 20 grand. Sunbury Motors Kia has 20 new 2018 Kia Rios, Optimas, Souls, and Fortes for under $20,000. Sunbury Motors Kia makes it easy to own a brand new 2018 Kia. 20 under 20. Don't get badgered by other dealers. Sunbury Motors Kia can get you into a 2018 Kia for under 20 grand. You can go back to your teens. Plus, all have Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. And SMC has over 25 certified pre-owned Kias to choose from, too. Sunbury Motors Kia, routes 11 and 15 Hummel's Wharf, and at sunburymotorskia.com.
Offer expires 5/31/18. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see retailer or go to kia.com.
Hi, welcome to this week's edition of One on One. I'm Francis Scarcella, and we are joined with Tim Boetsch,
the Barbarian.
I know he said prior to we got on we weren't going to get into that, but we have to get into that before we get into his new venture, Pelicans Snowballs. I got to tell you, we've been up there. The lines are going down Shikellamy Avenue are just ridiculously long. So, well, let's go forward first. Tell us about what made you decide to get into this.
Well, we've got a family connection. Jade's uncle actually is one of the CEOs of the corporation. It's a franchise. He's one of the owners. And he'd been doing pretty well with it. And we thought, why not get one in Sunbury, see what happens? And, we've been working at it for a little while and finally got it to happen this spring. And just as the warm weather hit, and we didn't know what to expect, but it's certainly been pretty amazing with the response from the community, everybody coming out and
so you've had these before.
This is my first.
You've tasted them before. Going.
Well, that's a funny story actually. Jade had gone down and tried them and said, "Hey, these are amazing, and maybe we ought to get a franchise." So I trust her, obviously. We ended up buying the franchise before I even tasted one. And then I had the opportunity to get one. I was like, boy, I don't know. We went to a store that was just opening. So their snow was a little, wasn't perfect. Yeah. But once I tasted a perfect snowball, I was hooked.
You're hooked.
I knew it was a good deal. And hopefully we're putting out the perfect snowball down there.
And it's been very quiet. You guys have been like a soft opening in the whole 9 yards. And then out of nowhere, all of a sudden it explodes. And there's people everywhere. I know I was driving up past there when it opened. And it was just the lines were up and down. So are you surprised about that?
Very surprised. We were looking at our parking area and we were hoping that, we'd have cars trickling in and we'd have enough room, and we really didn't know what to expect. But that first day we opened for 2 hours and we were like, oh my goodness, this is really taken off. And, now we see cars down the street, the lines going out to the street and heading down towards YBC. And
the summer didn't even start yet. Now
no,
you're going to have the softball tournaments coming up in that area. I mean, it's just, have you run out of stuff? I mean,
we've come close.
Orders, yeah?
We were down to our last spoon last night, so we had to do a spoon run today.
And are you there you're there working?
I am there shaving nonstop.
So. Well, then let me ask you that. How does that interrupt with training for UFC?
Well, I think UFC might be easier than
snowball
shaving.
You took the question out of my head. I was going to ask you that.
This is it's very intense. They didn't tell me that when they talked us into coming on board, but I'm definitely getting a taste of what the snowball life is like, and it's like I said, pretty intense. That line can be very intimidating. But
what's your actual job inside when you're inside?
Right now, I'm kind of the utility man.
Okay.
I can run around and do a little bit of everything, but my main focus is shaving and trying to make sure that ice is perfect because, if people are going to stand in line and wait, we're very happy that they're all there. I want to make sure they're getting the perfect snowball.
Sure. And it's a combination of a couple of things. One is because it's a new business in town, and two is because you guys always do so much here for Sunbury, and you can go on fight night, you could go anywhere on Facebook, on social media, or you can go to any restaurant or any bar or any club, and it's you everywhere around there. And we talked about this here earlier, and you're not one of those, and I've talked to you about this many times. You're not one of those people that just went out and marketed everything you did, and you just stayed quiet the entire time.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of you're just a very well-liked and respected guy, and now people are loving the snowball. So, I mean, and again, you mingle in and out of town, you pop in and out. Are you surprised that that's the kind of respect that this is all has gathered for you?
I think it's a combination. Obviously people recognize me from fighting, but when you have, it's really a happy place. When you get to Pelicans, you go there, our staff is awesome. We've got some great kids working in there. We've got a great manager.
So basically you're saying they like your wife and they don't really care about
the face of Pelicans. Yeah, don't look at me. I'm the punched up guy in the back shaving. Jade's working the window, and then definitely, everybody there is doing a great job so far. It's very stressful, but you're going to see smiles on faces, and we're doing our job. And we want everybody to have a good experience while they're there.
Are you going to have you have a season, or are you going to be open? I mean, how are you going to do it?
We are a seasonal business, so, it's quite a pace that we're working at right now. So it is nice to know that eventually when it gets cold enough, we will be closing the doors and be able to take a break.
So May till whenever it's...
Well, last year we had warm weather well into October, so as long as it stays
there's really no
warm,
end date until it gets cold.
Yeah, Mother Nature's
in charge
of our season.
And as far as the hours, what are the hours?
We're doing 12 to 9 during the week, and on Saturday, and then Sunday is 1 to 9. So.
Well, I can tell you that that's not 100% true, because it was well past 9 o'clock last night when the line was still very long.
We're going to finish out our line. We did have to bring in a bouncer a couple nights ago and stand him at the end of the line, because we're not going to go till midnight. I'm sure we probably could, but you start seeing a little bit of burnout happening there, because like I said, it's a pretty fast-paced business.
Are you have any fights coming up?
Nothing on the schedule right now. I'm just in the shop right now.
You're just going to stick with this for right now?
Yeah.
Are you planning on doing it again?
I've still got some fights on my contract, so we'll see what happens, see what opportunities come down the line with that. But right now the focus is
on
Pelicans
and getting in shape in there.
Yes.
Have you been eating a lot of it?
I have to remember to take a drink. I'm constantly shaving. There's very little time to do anything, but we're trying out some flavors. We actually had some special requests come in yesterday, and we ordered those flavors today. So if
keep
people
adding on.
Yeah, there'll be kind of a secret menu. So there's what's on the board there, and then we'll definitely have some specials for the people that come down there regular and have a special thing that they want to get.
Sure. Well, we appreciate it. We'll be right back. We're going to be back with your wife is going to join us next, and she's going to tell us the rest about the business. So.
Yes.
Wishing you could go back to your teens is a nice thought. Wishing you could buy a brand new 2018 car priced in the teens is unheard of. Not at Sunbury Motors Kia.
Wanna see you in a Kia. Sunbury Motors Kia.
It's 20 under 20. 20 vehicles for under 20 grand. Sunbury Motors Kia has 20 new 2018 Kia Rios, Optimas, Souls, and Fortes for under $20,000. Sunbury Motors Kia makes it easy to own a brand new 2018 Kia. 20 under 20. Don't get badgered by other dealers. Sunbury Motors Kia can get you into a 2018 Kia for under 20 grand.
You can go back to your teens.
Plus, all have Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. And SMC has over 25 certified pre-owned Kias to choose from, too. Sunbury Motors Kia, routes 11 and 15 Hummel's Wharf, and at sunburymotorskia.com.
Offer expires 5/31/18. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. For details, see retailer or go to kia.com.
Back with one-on-one. Now we're joined. Jade, he told us a little bit, but tell us this was your vision.
Well, I couldn't have visioned what's happening, but it was something that we thought, down the road, if he fights one or two more times, but we knew, as you get older, you fade out of that, and we were like, oh, let's figure out something to do. We sort of like to do something on our own and not,
Be your own boss. That's always nice.
Yeah. So we were like, our family has it. Like he said, my uncle is a CEO of the company now, but he had one. My other uncle has one. Our cousins actually moved down from Nori and started one. And then my cousin who married him, she has one. So it's really a family affair. A lot of us have them. And we're actually only the second one in Pennsylvania. So there's one in Downingtown. And we're here. So we knew we weren't going to do the kind of business that they did.
So we thought.
Down south, because we're here. But I'll tell you what, it has been crazy. It's been,
been awesome.
a wonderful crazy. But I was just hoping when people went to the ball fields or went to soccer practice, they'd pull in, and we sort of told our kids, if it's a slow night, maybe one of you one-on-one can come in. They can't even come in. And honestly, if they want a snowball, we make them stand in line because we're like, it's not fair. These people are waiting, so you got to get in line and wait like everybody else to get one. So
I know when I was up there, you were frazzled and like couldn't believe the first couple of days.
It's we are grateful. We're feeling very just blessed and lucky. We have a wonderful community, and that's I've had people say, oh, why'd you put it in Sunbury? Why not put it in Sunbury? I've lived here my entire life. I love Sunbury. There's wonderful people in Sunbury, and we have nothing like this here. So, it's something that we're excited to do.
Yep.
We're excited to see. It's really fun, actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's tiring.
I was just going to say 6 months in, I want to come back and see how much fun you're having.
It's tiring, but it's really cool to like be able to create something. We do fun things too. Like the other day, some guy came through and got a caramel apple. So we have caramel syrup, and it actually tastes like a caramel apple. Or some guy got a coffee with cream, a caramel macchiato. We got coffee with cream. So it's sort of fun to create. But when you hand them out the window or to the little kids, and they see like the gummies inside or the nerds, and they're just like, yes, like you're like, all right, I'm tired, but that's
worth it. Yeah. And we were gonna do a whole bunch of specials to try to gear up the first week, but after our soft opening, we're like, we're gonna save these specials down the road a little bit. We're just trying to handle what's going on right now, but specials will be on the way.
That's awesome. So do you? And again, you think that it's part of being a new business and just part of that. You guys do so much here, and I've always stayed here, even with him being in the UFC and everything else. So
I don't.
Do you see a lot of people standing in line, and you see a lot of people?
We see a lot of people we know, but we also see a lot of people we don't. I will say, Tim is Tim to me. Like, he may be a fighter, but like he's Tim, and it is funny to see like some young kids come up, and they can't believe he's just standing there shaving snowballs, and he's got asked to come out while they're holding their snowballs and get a picture and stuff.
They've been saying that here in the office when he was coming in.
So he and he's happy to do that.
Oh, yeah.
It's life.
And again, it brought us back to the same thing. And I've told you this many times outside of here, that you just never did any of that. You never did all the touring and everything else. And
he always says, and maybe he won't say, like, fighting is what he does,
right?
But it's not who he is. Like, a little funny story. Our daughter, a couple years ago, I had a UFC shirt on, and she said, "What's that?" And I said, "Oh, it's the company Daddy works for. It's UFC." And she said, "Dad delivers packages?" And she said, "I thought he fought." And I said, "He does fight." I was like, "That's UPS. This is UFC." But that just shows how much we talk about it at home. Like, it's just something he does. We don't talk about it. It's just.
Do you like this better for him than?
Yeah, because he's home, and we get along super well. So it's actually fun to work together. He's
again, say that in 6 months.
And he's having fun as he's back there shaving.
Oh, yeah.
If he knows people, he'll chuck snowballs out the window at them and stuff. So I miss my kids. I've been a stay-at-home mom
some long days.
for 10.5 years. So we're working evening hours, and so that's hard. But we'll get adjusted. We need to train our staff. And I told the kids, it's just a couple weeks here till we can train people, and then we can take random nights off and be home. But for right now, until everything is good, we're going to be there. So
that's awesome. So the office wanted me to ask you, too, about just a couple things on why do you think now in the UFC that there's so many wrestlers coming over, or vice versa? And vice versa doesn't seem to be working out too well for them. But
no, it's obviously there's as you know, the company was bought out, was it 2 years ago, by a marketing company. So there's a lot of crossover now with more promoting big names and seeing how they can draw people in. So I think it's sort of heading in that direction just because of ownership, and they've got an idea,
And that doesn't seem to be you in any way. So is that a deterrent from that now?
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
That? Yeah.
For me, I always looked up to the guys who were, and obviously I was looking at the as the sport just started.
Right.
and all those guys were just fighters. They were superstars because they were great fighters. It wasn't because they were a heel or they could talk or they could call people out.
Right.
You tuned into the UFC because you were going to watch two fighters fight.
Right.
And that's what I love about the sport. And there's still that element of fighting, and there's still some guys in there that are just true fighters. But
so like the CM Punks and Brock Lesnar, it's hard to make those.
It's a struggle for me because when I go out and watch, I'll hear people, and it's great that they're excited about it, but I think they're missing the true reality of what fighting is and what it means to me personally. It's just it's not that it's wrong, right or wrong. I don't want to say that. They have a direction they want to head in as a company, and we'll see how it pans out for them. And
well, you don't look happy when you're walking to the ring, but you look really happy behind there shaving ice. So maybe this is the way to go. Well, thank you guys for coming on, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thanks for having us.
And we wish you the best of luck. And again, I just think it's overwhelming for here, especially because of all of the calls that I personally got and said, "Aren't you?" I said, I'm in the process. He's a hard man to get a hold of. We're getting there. So thanks again for coming in, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching One on One. We hope you will join us this coming Thursday at noon for another edition.